with a warm round of applause, can we welcome Glory Praise? Please. Make it bigger. Come on. If you're not clapping, you come and join me and clap here. Oh, that's scared. Okay. Time.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. See, you guys are too cold. Please, what is happening? We need energy. Energy. Please, you cannot be like this. Please, I want some energy. How are we doing? So I know they are going to pursue me, but I'll still talk. Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about
10 minutes, please.
no. I'm going to be talking about exploring career paths in Web3. And I think we need to have this conversation because we have okay. Before this, I think we need to have this conversation because we have a lot of people coming into the web get plenty money. So they run into the ecosystem and they are doing a lot of things. At the end of the day, 2 years have passed. You're just there. But then there are some other people that are coming into the ecosystem and they are building out a career for themselves. So I'm going to talk about building a career in Web3. Who am I? I am who I am. My name is Glory Praise. I'm a blockchain developer. So I write code. I actually work as a developer advocate at Intmax. I have a Web3 newsletter where I put out opportunities from events to hackathons to bounties, all of those good stuff. So I put out opportunities in my newsletter, and I have a YouTube channel where I talk about Web3, trying to break it down and make it more easily accessible for every other person to understand. So enough about me. You guys would have done tutorial before giving me this thing. It's not working, no. See, it's not working actually. It's not on me. Please, can you just help me move to the next? Hello. See, it's not from my end. Who is supposed to help me with this? Okay, so they want you to know more about me. That's why it's stuck there. So just keep reading it until. Okay, so since I already know what is in the slide, I'm just going to continue. I got into the Web3 space in 2020, 2021. I can't remember exactly when. But then, how did I actually get interested? I'll tell you. So I studied computer engineering in university, and most of my colleagues are boys. So you know when you go to visit your guys and everybody is talking, I noticed that there was a change in conversation. Everybody started talking about something, crypto, talking about jobs, Web3 jobs. Like it was so much that anytime I visited like my friends, I would just be lost in the conversation because they are just talking this job, this gig, this project, and I'm like, what is it? What is it? What is this? So after a while, I said to like understand that this is actually technology. So backstory, I actually was working as a front-end engineer. So I already had like a tech skill that I was very comfortable in. Like I was very good as a front-end developer, front-end engineer. I was very comfortable. But then I started to look at this new tech that this thing that everybody is shouting about. Is there actually a place for me? And then my friends luckily like encouraged me that I could check it out. Just check it out and see. And I kept asking, if I actually come into this Web3 space, is it possible for me to get a job as a developer? Because I didn't want to do what they were doing. So most of them were ambassadors, most of them were moderators. Those were the reigning jobs then. So fast forward to the story, like I discovered that okay, it was something I could do. And then I started learning. And then I did my research. In fact, I think I remember that because I could not understand the language. One house, please. So because I could not understand the language, I had to first of all go back and do like a research on most of those words that I hear them talk about, like blockchain, mining, crypto, shitcoin, meme coin. Like I had to like sit down and do a lot of research. And then after I had done the research, I now like wrote an article about it just to test whether I actually understood what I actually read. And then after that, I decided that okay, I wanted to like pursue a career. And then I went on to start looking for boot camps in Web3 that I could actually learn with. and stuff. And that was how I actually got into the space. So I'm assuming that we already know what Web3 is, right? It's not going to work, right? Yes. See, you guys, you have to have energy today. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about Web3. But then there's more to Web3 than the hype and trend. It's not just, let's just see. It's not just that. This stuff is still not working. Okay, it worked. Yes, thank you. Yes, so prior to 2020, so I'm not even going to talk from like a professional standpoint because I'm just a developer. I just used to write code. But then most of the jobs I saw then were moderators, ambassadorial jobs, and then developers. Is either you're founding a project in Web3 or you're working as a developer or you are pushing the project as an ambassador and all of those things. But now in 2024, so many roles have literally popped up in the Web3 space. So many roles, so many industries. Today, we just had Mr. Daniel talk about DSci. That is Web3 in science. So you can imagine the roles that are going to come out of that particular ecosystem, that particular niche. So in 2024, so many roles are now available. And I want us to begin to like explore those roles. Everybody is not going to be a developer. Everybody is not going to be a designer. We can all not be marketers, ambassadors, and all of those things. But then what can we actually do? I have some other jobs that I have seen and I think people should start looking at. So even before you start thinking about what can you do, I like to tell people, what do you currently have? Start from where you are to what is the unknown, which is Web3. What skills do you currently have? You went to school, you studied accountancy, accounting. You went to school, you studied management. You studied all of those things. Have you ever thought of how can you bring that thing into Web3? Or how can you bring Web3 into the industry that you're in? You're in agriculture. There are actually Web3 projects in agriculture. How can you actually bring that thing that you know into Web3? So I have a couple of lists. I know that guy will pursue me, so I'm not going to like dwell on it. But then there are both technical roles here. There are both not technical roles. There's front end, data science and analytics. I feel like this one is like people are sleeping on it. A lot of people are just like focusing on smart contract, front end, and then they are missing out on data. But then data science is actually important because all the companies, all the projects that are coming out, they want to work with data. So if you're able to analyze their data and give them good results that they could work on, then you might be hot cake. And then auditors. When I talk about auditors, I'm talking about security. From smart contract auditing down to every other nook and crannies of security. You can actually, if you have like a flair, or if you think that you like security, then you can find a place for yourself there. Media, you guys, we have a lot of Web3 projects, like there's Stream It, media, photography, videography, all of those things. So there's a place for you there. Administration, have you ever wondered, all of these projects that we are following and we are acting as developers, who are the people that are actually like the admins, like in the company? They usually have like PAs, they have executive assistants, they have like personnel managers, head of people. They have all of those other managerial roles that exist. So yeah, you should actually start looking at that. Events is another category on its own because from the entertainers to the hosts, there are some people now that they have branded themselves as Web3 hosts. That's all they do.
That's true.
And they are richer than some of you. They are richer than you that is coming to pursue me from here. And then we have the content creators, marketers, designers. So a lot of them, let me just move on before he pursues me, like really. But then after you've decided on what you want to do, after you've decided based on your interest, because another thing we need to think about is it's good for you to like hustle, but it's going to be easier if you're doing something that you actually like. So based on your interest, maybe you like to write, you like to read, you like to research. Based on that, you can now build on your careers. So the first tip I have here is hone a skill. Don't just ride trends. I wrote this stuff here. Airdrops and NFT may pass away, but your skills will endure times and seasons.
Please, a round of applause for that amazing quote.
But then the point is, while you're doing all of those things that are trendy, while you're playing all of those games, ensure that you're also building your skill. Because if that season passes away, you need something that will make you relevant. So ensure that you keep to that skill and you're building it despite the time and season that we are in. And the next one is leverage your strengths. Like I said, some people are very good at programming, like they like to think. All of those things, like me, I don't know why I even like programming. But yeah, that's your strength. So play on your strength. Some people they like to write. Some people they like people. Like interacting with people is their joy.
Yeah.
So why not just build in that strength that you have? So yeah, that's for that. And then stay curious and stay updated. The Web3 space is fast evolving. You don't want to just be in a corner. Join communities, interact with people, make sure that you are exchanging values. And of course, network, because like I think Ubong said it, some of the jobs happen inside of WhatsApp. Like they literally just ask, I'm looking for somebody that does this. Do you know somebody? And they're not going to post it anywhere that they are looking for that role. But yeah, so just ensure that you network as much as you can. So align your career with your goals. I don't know about you, but when I got into university, I decided that, okay, I wanted to build at the end of the year or at the end of so amount of years, I want to be this kind of person. So ensure that all of those things you're doing is somehow leading you to that end point so that you don't just end up following Web3, jumping here. And then you're 50 and you discover that you don't really have anything to show for it. You have money. Some people don't even have money on top. But then just ensure that you have a goal you're working towards. And then Web3 is for everyone. You don't have to be a developer. You don't have to be a designer. You don't have to be a writer. There's something for you. Find your strengths and play with your strengths. Okay? Yes, so I'm done. A great career is built on curiosity, not just credentials. Dare to explore, learn, and evolve. Be curious. This person talks about this. Go and check out what is this. Check out what can I do here. Check out how can I be a part of this. And just explore. The space is actually wide. Calm down. I'm done. Thank you for listening. I just knew.
Please, a round of applause. Please, a question. We're going to take one question. If you have one question, I think she did an amazing job. Don't you think so? Yeah, please, a round of applause if you think she did so. So, no question for her. Thank you. So, our next, please, how can we reach out and get to...
Scan the code and send me a message.
Scan the code.
And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Why did you remove the code now? You don't want them to connect with me.
Yeah, please put that on.
Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Very important. So when I make it in live, I'll say you knew me.
Off your mic. Okay, great. A round of applause for her again, please. Glory praise. She's doing amazingly well in this space. I think you should connect with her.